Hey guys, welcome to my Marineland C-530 canister filter unboxing. I just got this filter today in the mail. I was anxiously waiting on the doorstep, waiting for the UPS guy to drop it off. Brought it in, and started taking this video. So this is the Marineland C-530 canister filter. This particular model does 530 gallons per hour, which is the largest capacity of this model that they make. They have 4 other ones. I'll get into that more in a minute. But this is the one I got in the mail today, and I'm gonna be doing a video. So let's see what they have to say for themselves on the box. So first things first, you can see that's made by Marineland. The C-530 does 530 gallons per hour. They rate it on the box for aquariums up to 150 gallons. I'd say that's probably pretty fair. Again, this is going on my 110 gallon tank, so it's always good to over filter. You know, definitely. Some people say to even double what the boxes say, but I think Marineland spec'd this out very well. So on this side, you can see the different ones they make. They make a C-160, a 220, a 360, and a 530, which all do their respective gallons per hour. This being the largest of what they make. On the back, you can see a nice split away of what the filter comes with. It comes with a polishing pad, ceramic biomedia, bio balls. Looks like it comes with a few bags of charcoal and mechanical filtration sponges. So it comes with everything you need. You literally just take it apart, clean everything in the sink, plumb it up, turn it on. It really is that easy. So let's get this thing open. One thing to note is if you are considering this one or even any of its little brothers, it's a big filter, so be sure to go online and measure and get measurements for it, and to make sure it fits underneath your tank first. This is the accessories box. We'll get into that more in a minute. Put that aside for now. Let's get this beast out of this box. One thing in the box that it comes with is the setup guide. So if you've never had a canister filter before, or you have anything that you're not sure how it goes, go ahead and take a look through that, and I'll tell you exactly where everything goes and how to set it up. Alright, so there is the filter itself. As you can see, it's very large. I'm going to grab a tape measure real quick. So the C-530 is about 21 inches tall to the top of the primer pump. So let's get this thing open. The way you open it is you release these 2 side latches, and then these 2 side ones, and then it is a little bit difficult sometimes to get this to come up. There it goes. So it comes with a really good seal. It also has a nice amount of grease or lubricant. I'm not sure, I wouldn't say it's grease, but lubricant around the seal. So it being difficult to come off is a good thing. You don't want it to come right off. The propeller is in here, the impeller rather. So you loosen this somehow. So believe me, the impeller's in there. I'll worry about that later on. So there's the head. This is where the water comes in. There'll be a tube. The baskets make a tube all the way to the bottom of the filter from here. And so the water goes to the bottom and then filters its way up through and gets pressed back up into here to go back up into the tank. So that's the way that works. So we'll put this aside for now. The first thing you'll find on the top is going to be this little grate that keeps everything, down. Then what you're going to find is the first basket. This is going to have your final polishing pad, because remember the water goes from the bottom up. So this is what it passes through last before it goes back into the tank. And underneath that you'll find a bunch of nice ceramic biomedia. That goes on top of there. The next thing you'll find is a lot of plastic bio balls. Again, you never have too much biological filtration, so it's always great to have that. That's the next one. And then the next tray is going to have, looks like it comes with 4 bags of activated carbon. Keep your water nice and polished. You don't have to keep this in there, of course. You can put whatever media you want in any one of these baskets. So this is just what they recommend, and in the order that they recommend. You can put them in any order you want. And then the final basket, which is going to be the first basket the water goes through, is going to be this sponge, very coarse sponge, mechanical filtration. This will get all the big particulates out. Like for example, in my case, if a leaf of a plant gets sucked up into the filter, this will stop that leaf. One thing I did note on the Marineland 360 I'm running right now is that some of the smaller leaves were actually making their way all the way through this. So what I'm going to do before I even set this up is I have some sponge material that I got from the local fish store. It's a lot finer than this. I'm going to put that right here on top, so just to add an additional layer of mechanical filtration. So remember, this is the first thing the water goes through as it comes out of the tank. And there it is, empty. So let's get into the accessories and what it comes with as far as tubing and all that. And let's make sure you guys can see this. Sorry guys, I'm going to aim this down a little bit. Cool. So this is the accessories box. So this uses 1-inch inner diameter tubing. It's very large tubing. I think these are 6 feet long each, so it comes with 2 of these. 2 of those. You can see it's very, very large. Put that to the side. This is the valve that goes on top of the filter itself. This is where the tubing goes into. You put the tubing on there and you tighten this, and that gives it a compression seal. And then you lift this up. So you put it on the filter, you twist this. I'm sorry, it's like this. You go like that, you put it on, you twist this, lay this down, and then you lay this down, and that starts the that releases the water to go into the canister filter, so it starts filling up like that. So I'll show you that here in a second. Alright, this is the intake screen that goes on the intake to the filter. Obviously that stops fish from getting sucked into your filter. You want the fish in the tank, not the filter. This goes on here. I would have liked to see this be a little bit longer. It looks like I'm looking at the 360 intake now. It looks like it's longer. Maybe not. They're probably pretty close. But anyway, so the tubing goes on there. Same thing. You tighten this compression fitting so it doesn't leak. So this looks really nice and sturdy. There's that one. And the thing I really didn't like about the Marineland 360 filter is the return. I'm not going to show you in this video. Maybe I'll take a picture of the return unit and splice it into the video right now, but this is a much more elegant solution to the return. It gives you 360 degrees of movement. Obviously you only need 180 of that, otherwise you'd be blowing it backwards. And then also this lets you fine adjustment even more up, down, So I'll splice in a picture right now of the return from the 360. I was really unimpressed by that, but this is a much better solution. I'm glad they went with this for their flagship canister filter. And then it comes with all the suction cups. It comes with 4 of them to mount the piping to your tank. Alright guys, I'm going to pause the video right now. I'm going to put the filter back together and then I'll be right back. Hey guys, one thing I wanted to touch on real quick before I cut to this being put back together and show you how to put the valve on is when you put it back together, there is an arrow. It's probably going to be really difficult to see this on camera. There's an arrow here on the trays, and there's an arrow on the lip of the filter itself. So you just line up that arrow with that arrow, and so everything goes back together really nicely. One other thing also to note is that when you put the trays together, these holes need to line up really well and also need to seal into each other. So you put them on, make sure they seat really well. See how it's kind of crooked like that? You don't want that. You want it to be seated properly. inside the filter like that. Otherwise it won't close. So that's just one thing to keep note when you do maintenance and set up your filter for the first time. Alright guys, now that I got the filter all back together, I wanted to show you how to put that valve on the top. But first of all, I figured out how to get the impeller out. Basically what you have to do is you have to pull out this little white dowel. And that's just kind of like a safety measure. So you pull that out and then you give this a half twist. And that'll come off, and that exposes the impeller for cleaning. So that's how you get that on and off. So you put that back on, give it a twist, put this dowel back in. So it's a nice little safety feature. The Marineland 360 that I've been using does not have that little dowel, so I like to see that. So, but basically to get the valve on, you have to make sure these are open all the way. And then you line up this, remember this is where the water comes in at. You line up this with that hole in all the filter baskets. Make sure it's seated properly. There it goes. Alright, so then you push these down, put these up, lock that down. So that's nice and sealed now. So to get this on, what you have to do is make sure this is twisted to the sideways. And then you put it on. Give it a push down, you'll feel it seat, and then you twist, let me give you a better view, you twist this to where it's straight, like that, it's straight, and then when you have the tubing on and it connected to the tank, when you push this down, water will start to flow from the tank to here. What I found it's better to do when you're doing maintenance and set it up for the first time is to fill this up with either dechlorinated tap water or tank water. It just helps start it more quickly. So you don't have to quite, this is the primary push down on this, and that'll get, that pumps it, that sucks water down from the tank. Usually this, to start the siphon from the tank, you have to push this down quite a few times. It's exhausting, and especially when you're under a tank, it's a little bit of a hassle. So fill it with water, you won't have that hassle quite as much. So yeah, so there's my unboxing video for the Marineland C-530 canister filter. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to ask me any questions, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. So thanks guys so much for watching. I definitely want to thank Marineland for sending this filter to do a review on. It's very, very nice of them. I'm going to be doing a setup video next on this, and then also in probably about a month or so, I'll be doing a maintenance video. So keep an eye out for those guys. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.